suggest that you walk out of the classroom in the next 2 seconds. Okay, no? So I assume everyone's good-natured and good sport, right? All right, let's see about that. Raise your hand if you are blonde. Clearly, you're dumb. Raise your hand if you are an athlete. Clearly, you're dumb as well and rarely come to class. And raise your hand if you are multiracial. Then you are very confused about your race and probably have psychological issues because of that. Okay. What I've just done is stereotyped. And if you've ever seen an advertisement, you'll see that stereotypes are perpetuated throughout advertisements all the time. All right, what is a stereotype? Just to define it, marketing experts Aaron, Schaefer, and Weigold define stereotypes as negative or limiting preconceived beliefs about a type of person or a group of people that do not take into account individual difference. And I think you guys can all agree there. Well, how does this connect with advertising? Well, the express purpose of advertising is to make a product appeal to the consumer. Advertisers normally use many gimmicks to help sell a product. Everything from smiling babies to celebrity cameos, advertisers use it. And that's good, and a lot of times it works, but using stereotypes is probably the worst thing that you can do in your advertisements. And again, the marketing experts Aaron, Schaefer, and Weigold say that many advertisers are just not aware of the externalities that their ads can create and may perpetuate stereotypes without even realizing it. Others resort to stereotypes for convenience. And in advertising, the main thing that the advertisers focus on is the target. When you sit down in an accounts meeting and you define your target, you'll say, okay, for a product, we want a female. We want her to be 26, or whatever else it is. Now, when you start getting really personal and you say, I think our target is black, for instance, KFC. If they were to say, black people love fried chicken, so that you can easily start stereotyping. So there's a very thin line about defining your target and not letting it cross over into stereotyping. Today we'll focus on the 2 unforgivables that will absolutely ruin your company if you use. These are gender-based stereotypes and ethnic stereotypes. All right. And I learned in my research that gender stereotyping begins in children with children's toys. There's actually a doctor, Professor Monica Braystead, who wrote a story actually that says, while traveling recently, I stopped at a fast food restaurant with my 6-year-old daughter. When we sat down at the table to eat, she disappointedly pulled a pink Care Bear out of her Happy Meal. When I asked her what was wrong, she asked why the woman had given her a Care Bear when she wanted a Transformer. Why did the fast food worker assume that my daughter would want the Care Bear? More importantly, why would the fast food company assume that little girls want little girls want Care Bears and little boys want Transformers? Personally, when I was a child, I always wanted the boy toy because they were just always better, a little bit more interactive. Nothing was wrong with me, I just preferred that. So the gender stereotyping begins in children. Right? And these are just examples of gender-based stereotypes in advertising some were from the 50s, some are a little bit more recent, when women were portrayed as docile, as cooks, as wives, as mothers, and that's the only thing that women could be in terms of product placement. Now, Jody O'Brien, who's a marketing professional, states, the shift in modern advertising is said to have reinforced traditional roles of women while creating a new set of contradictory expectations for women to live up to. The ability to simultaneously be feminine and at the same time be masculine and compete with men in the workplace, at school. And I just put these ads up because these are modern day ads. They're both supposed to be about real women. They're both supposed to be against the general female stereotypes. So on the one hand, at the top you have the Dove campaign, where it's about real women. Now at the bottom, you also have a deodorant, for sure deodorant, which depicts women as real women are strong. Real women are life in this case. Real women don't smile. You know, real women are serious. So it's kind of like you can't win when it comes to women. Just in life and everything else, you can't win. You've got big, beautiful, wrinkled, wonderful, fat, and fit at the top for Dove. That's real women. And at the bottom, you've got strong, you've got powerful. So what is it? I I think that when you, in terms of marketing towards women, it's a good thing that these days they do have female marketers to kind of make it not as, sometimes I think that men are at the pinnacles of some of these, like at the bottom one in particular, because what woman wants to be like that? They look unhappy, in my opinion. I would not buy that deodorant. Now, since these are, this is my opinions on why stereotyping women can be harmful for the success of your ads. Number one, you tune out stereotypes. Number two, contrary to popular belief here on Candler's Mountain, being a wife and a mom are not the desires of every woman. Three, you make an emotional connection with a woman when you show you respect her, understand her, and value all of her contributions. Now, men these days, especially in deodorant ads, Axe ads, band ads for men, they're also stereotyping men. It says, while partying and promiscuity are often depicted in advertising, some men actually find these images to be negative portrayals of their gender, or are in fact turned off by them. All right, as well as brands are failing to market effectively to men by using unrealistic depictions of ideal masculinity that make men feel inadequate and vulnerable. And just to tell you, if you're wearing Tag or Axe body spray, you are not going to get girls. All right, now, racial ads are the hugest no-no. This is an Aunt Jemima ad that was original. As you can see, not exactly the best thing. Contrary to popular belief, not all black women can cook. All right, and now here's a modern day advertisement, which is a little bit better. And here I was able to find on Adweek current modern, very racist ads that people still put out. They're not as strong as the Aunt Jemima ads, but they're still there. In 2007, Intel put out this ad for their core processor. Granted, only one magazine ever printed it. They realized it was kind of racist by the time they put it out there, but one did publish it, so now it's here. And then in 2012, this is actually Ashton Kutcher dressed up in brownface as an Indian. Indian Americans got very mad. They immediately pulled out that ad. You can never go right when you stereotype based on race. Now, Business Week Daily says people build up certain offensive and defensive strategies when they look at ads. So if someone is turned off by how their gender, ethnic groups is portrayed in an advertisement, they'll say, I don't want to be that person, I'm not that person, and that's the end of the relationship with that brand. Lastly, the Bible says a couple things about stereotyping as well. John 4:24 says, stop judging by mere appearance, but instead judge correctly. And I think that especially as Christians, we should make sure that we are very, very, that we follow John 4:24, and we are very picky about what we decide to put in our ads, especially not stereotyping, because it definitely does a lot more harm than good.